As I was saying, when it sits there and says it's better to be crippled than to get into heaven with your full body. So if you're sinning, if your hand causes you to take something, cut it off. So it's a reminder.
Right.
Don't do this.
So what is Jesus saying?
So he's saying, remember, if your eyes cause you to sin, change it.
Is he really
Change
telling
it, or you will end up in the fiery pits of hell and be burned in the eternal fire. Change your ways.
You're half right. I mean, the other part you didn't add. No, I mean, you're right. You're right. Wow, come on. Give me a break, lady.
I'm trying to, but...
All right. Here's what I'm going to add. He doesn't expect you to cut off. In fact, please don't cut off your hand. But if you took sin seriously, you would understand why you would...
It's wrong.
You would say, I cannot sin. Now, don't cut your hand off. That's not what he's saying. But he's saying the parallel to understanding sin is to say, whatever caused me to do it, I'm getting away from, end of story.
Exactly. Well, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying cut off your hand. I'm just saying these are the reasons why I choose not to sin.
Right.
Because I know what the outcome is.
He's using this.
And in today's society, right now, all we have are people who feel they can just sin away, do whatever they want, take whatever they want, go into people's yards and freely take whatever they want. Go into your house and freely take whatever they want. And that's the kind of world we're living in now. We're living in this right now. And all God is reminding us is, remember what you are doing. Would you want someone to do this to you? If you are going onto private property and you are taking something that doesn't belong to you without asking the owner of the house, that is a sin. And you will carry this with you for all eternity. And you will burn in hell for that for all eternity. Some homeowners are coming out and saying, hey, you want that rose that you're cutting off my bush? Let me cut it for you. Because people are just chopping down bushes and destroying the plant. You're killing the plant. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Know the sin, know it's wrong, and don't just sit there and thinking, I can take whatever I want, because that's wrong. You will have it cut off in the end, because you will live forever in the eternal fires of hell. But that's what people want right now. Okay, now we go to the next. Lost sheep. Perfect for this. Just saying.
See that you do not despise one of these little ones. Don't despise me, Christina. For I tell you that in heaven, their angels always see the face of my Father, who is in heaven. What do you think? If a man has 100 sheep, and one of them has gone astray, does he not leave the 99 on the mountain and go in and search for the one that went astray? And if he finds it, truly I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 that never went astray. So it is not the will of my Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish.
And he's talking about all of us.
And if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault, between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you have gained your brother. But if he does not listen, take one or two others along with you, that every chance may be established. Charge may be established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. And if he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen to the church, let him be to you as a Gentile and a tax collector. Truly I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Again, I say to you, if two of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I. For where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I among them.
So it doesn't matter where you are. Whenever there's two or three gathered, there he is. Mm-hmm. He's there.
Right.
And so he's saying, if you have a problem with somebody, tell them to their face.
Right.
And if they can't hear you, you take it to the next level. Bring people around. Say, hey, you have a problem. And if he still doesn't listen, then you take it higher and higher and higher. Mm-hmm. And if they don't want to listen, then it's their sin. You walk away and no more. And that's regardless of what type of relationship you have with them. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. You just walk away and say, okay, you continue doing your sin. I cannot be a part of this. I'm done.
Okay, very good. No problem. Then Peter came up and said to him, Lord, how often will my brother sin against me and I forgive him? As many as 7 times? Jesus said to him, I do not say to you 7 times, but 70 times 7. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who wished to settle accounts with his servants. When he began to settle one was brought to him who owed him 10,000 talents. And since he could not pay, his master ordered him to be sold, with his wife and children and all that he had, and payment to be made. So the servant fell on his knees, imploring him, have patience with me, and I will pay you everything. And out of pity for him, the master of the servant released him and forgave him the debt. And when that same servant went out, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii, and seized him and began to choke him, saying, pay what you owe. So his fellow servant fell down and pleaded with him, have patience with me and I will pay you. He refused and went and put him in prison until he should pay the debt. When his fellow servants saw what had taken place, they were greatly distressed. And they went and reported to their master all that had taken place. Then his master summoned him and said to him, you wicked servant, I forgave you all that debt because you pleaded with me. And should not you have had mercy on your fellow servant as I had mercy on you? And in anger his master delivered him to the jailer until he should pay all his debt. So also my heavenly Father will do to every one of you if you do not forgive your brother from your heart.
Exactly. So don't take it as money-wise. Oh, you owe me, you owe me. Take it as, everything in life. You can't